friends, comrades, strangers, weird creatures of the internet, welcome. Hope you enjoy this little drawing I've done. Sit around, come in from the cold, settle down. January's almost over. Is when now I've updated it. It's probably February by the time you're watching this. But forgive me that small mistake. Please. Hope you're doing well out there. I hope you're surviving in the cold, cold weather. Or wherever you are in the world. But I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're sticking. Isn't it just crazy how much of this shit is made up? It's all made up. We've made this all up. We've made it up. Everything. Practically. It's all made up bullshit. I was on the train the other day and I saw a lady working on her laptop. She had loads of graphs and grids and lists and things. And no offense to the lady, I'm sure she's doing a brilliant job, lovely job, probably a great person. I was just sitting there and I was looking at her and I was just thinking, I could see a screen and I was just like, what is that? I'm sure it's important. I'm sure it's really good and important and necessary. It might have been a charity. It might have been something good and positive. But I was sitting there like, what? That's just nonsense. Look at, she's worried. She's having her food on the train. She's working away. She's working hard. She's trying to do this thing and she's typing away. What is it, mystery job person? What are you doing? How? I hope it's not too stressful. I hope you're all right. I hope it's probably bullshit. It's probably nonsense that she was doing. Like, why have we done this? What to ourselves? We've created this amalgamation of complex, intricate power plays and struggles throughout the world. People are being exploited. We've made up funny little jobs for people to do and pretended like they're important. And then we try and pretend like the people that are in power that are very clearly exploiting the system are good at their jobs or like have our best interests at heart. Now, I'm not saying don't believe all politics. I hate that road of like just distrust, blanket distrust of every single politician. I'm sure, because I feel like there are different varieties of that. I feel like there are politicians who are insidious and know exactly what they're doing. And then I feel like there are politicians that are a bit naive and like don't really understand the position that they're in, and they don't even think that corruption is existing, even if they're also contributing to it. And then I believe that there are genuinely good people in that sort of sphere that are trying actively to make the system work for people in a positive way. But on the whole, fuck the Tories, basically. Get the Conservatives out. That's what I'm saying. It's cold. It's cold. We're going through winter, cost of living crisis. What's going on? So Hollow Knight's a really cool game where you play as a little bug creature and you go around fighting other bug creatures and trying to survive in this kind of creepy, plant-y miniature bug world. And sometimes you just think maybe society would be better if we're all just sort of we learn from just little bug communities. Maybe there's something the little bug creatures can teach us. The socialist ant world that we're trying to. I don't know where I'm going with that. Hey, you like pixel art? You probably know me primarily for doing pixel art, maybe. Or maybe you know me in depth. You're a huge fan. You know every little facet of what I do online. You're watching my every move. I am someone that struggles with talking about things and then not doing them. I apologize. So after the last video that you saw me, I hadn't really done any work. So I've been working away. I've found time. I've found time throughout the weeks, and I've been doing a few little drawings, and then I was and ahhing, deciding what to show you first, what to post first. And I was thinking, well, Silksong, Hollow Knight fans are begging for. They want the sequel to come out. It's been years since it's been announced. So I thought that simultaneously, maybe this video could be a sort of like manifestation video. We're going to try and manifest Silksong's release date. We're going to try and, get the ball rolling with some Hollow Knight content. But also I was thinking pixel art. I haven't posted just some pure pixel art in a while. I thought you would due some. This is a classic pixel art landscape fan art thing. And I hope you enjoy. There was a few moments where I was a bit unsure where I was going with it, especially in the foreground. I struggled a bit with what to decide that sort of fits in the foreground. Also, wasn't sure about the background. It took me ages to decide because it's quite unusual. I feel like in Hollow Knight, I don't know if this is true. I'm not a super expert on Hollow Knight lore, but it feels like everything's underground. Like the whole game is underground. So I was wondering, like, is there sky? Is there technically no sky in the game? Like, where are you? Are you above ground ever in the game? I don't know. By the end, the lighting's kind of cool. I just give it a sort of like, it fades out to white. So it's quite a bright background, but then goes into like a dark, mossy green foreground. I played Hollow Knight a couple years ago and I loved it. Famously on this channel, I've said that I really don't like Dark Souls games. And the funny thing is, I feel like Hollow Knight was the first Dark Souls like kind of game that I really got into. Now I feel like maybe some people don't consider it a Souls-like. It's very different. Like it's a 2D animated, sort of Metroidvania exploring platformer. But it has that essence of Souls combat where, it's pretty hard. It's a pretty difficult game. And then every time you die, you have to go back to where you died to regain like the points that you've gathered. So it's got that sort of aspect. I have almost 100%ed it. I gave up in the last, once you complete the game, you open up this section where it's like boss rush levels. There's like 4 normal boss rush, and then there's the last one, which is insanely hard. And I've done all 4 of them. And the last one's ridiculous. You get no save points. You've got to fight like 40 bosses or something. Basically every boss in the game. I ain't got time for that. Poor little Hollow Knight. I'm just never going to do it. But it was a really good game. And I'm also excited for Silksong. In this drawing, I've drawn the Hollow Knight main character, but then also the main character in Silksong that I'm blanking on the name of. Hornet. So I hope you enjoy. It's a nice classic mossy, rocky Poncho Pilgrim piece. So I hope you're doing all right out there, people. And I hope you're enjoying this little video. It's not normal to post. That's what I keep reminding myself. I saw a good TikTok that was saying posting stuff, making content is not the norm. It's not the norm. It's not even normal to comment, you freaks. I'll take it back. I didn't mean that. I apologize. No, what I meant was I saw a cool TikTok that was talking about like people who post aren't the majority. Like it is an unusual thing to post things. I don't know if I've talked about this on this YouTube channel, or if I just said it on TikTok. But yeah, that it's not normal. It's not normal to post. So if you're out there and you're not making online content, don't worry. You are in the majority. That is a normal thing to do. But it was an interesting point that I think they were making in that because it's unusual to post and like it's kind of weird to post, oftentimes what that means is that certain points of view are maybe amplified that aren't the norm. So as much as you might think that you get a good cross section of society if you looked at a vast array of online content, realistically, all it means is that like you can find weird niche viewpoints that are not the norm, but they might have like a big audience, or like they're getting, they're making content, but then there's a huge array of people who never make content online that their viewpoint isn't acknowledged, and maybe they've got a more average viewpoint of something, a normal quote unquote normal view on things, and that this sort of culture of posting online is maybe skewing everyone's perspective on what like a good, because you're getting crazy people posting. They're wild, zany, right wing shit, and they're crazy. Look at Andrew Tate, for example. Like we online posting, we're creating these weird little subcultures and communities based off wild ideas that the majority of normal everyday people just don't have and don't share. So our views of like the average person, I think, are just getting wildly skewed. Where was I going with this? Just that, isn't it weird? This is weird. Nothing new. So let's change subject. Look at this cute little Moomin card illustration. This has quickly become, you probably can't see it, that's become my favorite Moomin illustration. You know what you should read? You should read some stuff by Tove Jansson. I think that's how you say her name. I'm not too sure. Talk about creatives, talk about socialist ideas, about community and artistic freedom. Just look up some Tove Jansson. And while you're at it, look up some Ursula Le Guin. Ursula K. Le Guin. I don't know why I'm bringing them up in a Hollow Knight drawing, but there we go. They're part of what I want to, some fan art I want to do. I want to do some book covers, and I think I might do, Earthsea might be one of the book covers that I do an illustration of. I just think it would be fun. What's the Hollow Knight drama? What's the discourse in the Hollow Knight community? Huh? What's going on? I think it's just people that really want Silksong and no one really knows when it's coming out. Speaking of video games, I've finally actually started Elden Ring. It's great. I'm actually enjoying it. As I say, not a big Dark Souls fan. Never have been. I tried playing the remake of Dark Souls 1. I tried playing Dark Souls 3. And I tried playing Bloodborne and Sekiro. And I sort of made it about half an hour in, and yeah, it was hard. I was doing all right. I never liked how closed in it all feels. It feels like you're on like a creepy funfair ride that you can't escape, and everything's a bit depressing. And even though Elden Ring is a little bit like that, it just feels more open and adventurous. And it's still got the great, like, nothing against the designs. Like, I'm saying, sure, depressing a bit, but like all the Dark Souls sort of designs and enemy types are incredible. And it just feels like Elden Ring, because it's open world, that kind of improves it in my head. Speaking of Earthsea earlier, I've named my character Sparrowhawk. I'm playing a vagabond is the type. It's just a very generic sort of sword shield. I've made it a little bit into the game, and I'm doing okay. It's just kind of fun. My review, having fun. But this video is not about Elden Ring, it's about Hollow Knight. See, I'm never sure. I'm never sure if people want me to talk about the actual game, or if they don't kind of give a shit. Like, the drawing's the drawing. Look at it. It's coming along. Or if they want me to talk about like art stuff, inspiration stuff. I don't know. What's going on with YouTube? They introduced this thing called like not tags. I can't remember what it's called, but they gave everyone the ability to have their own little at blah, like a new username handle. A handle? Is it called handle? Yeah. Anyway, what's the point in that? Why did they do that? Anyway, I made my handle Chaotic Good Radio because I was thinking about changing the channel name to Chaotic Good Radio. By the way, that's one thing I was thinking about. I haven't. I've decided not to. But they gave me the chance to change make a handle, and I've made that the handle. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Where was I going with that? I like the idea that this is sort of like my own little radio station, blasting my thoughts into the void. Even though at the same time, I think I'm just being very boring. I get it. At the same time, my stubbornness says I can't make videos any other way. Do you even want to know about Hollow Knight? You probably like Hollow Knight, maybe. Chances are you at least know about it. Maybe you've clicked on the video just to see the draw. I don't know. Can't work you out. That's the downfall of YouTube. Got no idea. That's what you get from someone who's supplementing social interaction or lack thereof in the real world and supplementing it with this sort of bastardized version of socializing. I've almost finished number 5 by Taiyo Matsumoto. That's a good graphic novel. It's nuts. It's weird as hell. It's just pure vibes. Taiyo Matsumoto. I really want to read Sunny. I feel like Sunny is really good. Also another graphic novel by Taiyo Matsumoto. I don't know why I haven't read it, because Tekken Kinkuri is one of my favorite things ever. Getting back into reading, I've read Heaven by Heaven by Mieko Kawakami. Really good. Short little book, kind of a slice of life thing about bullying, kind of about the life of this kid who has a lazy eye and sort of bonds with the girl in his class. Also gets bullied. And it's sweet, and it's sad for sure, but I really liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. Translated really well. It's very sort of blunt. The way it's written is quite short. Everything's very succinct. What's in my new sketchbook? Anything? Any secrets? Ooh, look, there's the thumbnails for this drawing. Whoa, my comic characters. I need to do more with sketchbook stuff. I'm not drawing enough for practice. That's what I need to do. I need to do a little bit of commission work. I've just tidied the flat. I need some food. I'm going to do some commission-y stuff. I'm working on a few things, and they're fun, and I'm enjoying them. That's what I'm going to do next, just to let you in, to let you know what I'm doing. Let me just leave. What have I watched? I'm watching Last of Us. Last of Us, great. Also, binge watched the entirety of House of the Dragon. I was done with Game of Thrones in the sense of I thought the last season was absolute garbage. They really phoned it in and threw it away. But I've read all the books, of Game of Thrones. But then I was like, screw House of the Dragon, don't give a shit. But then I binge watched a whole lot, and it was great. It really is good. The performance of Paddy something or other, the person who's the king, Viserys, unbelievable. All I've seen him in is Hot Fuzz as that like side cat, one of the policemen, and he just gives this incredible Shakespearean performance of like the life of a king in Game of Thrones. Anyway, that was great. Gave you a book, game, show that I've watched, read, and played recently. I mean, talk about an update into my life. Talk about a little glimpse into the life of an internet stranger. Really treating you. I'm treating you to something special with this video. Yeah, what did I say? I'm going. I'm leaving you. I'm gonna eat some food, maybe do an email or something. Maybe do a little bit of drawing, who knows? I also need to pop out to the shops. It's getting late. Hey, look, the drawings turned out pretty good, innit? You should like it if you like this. Change the YouTube algorithm for the good. You know what I mean? Support the little creator. Screw the algorithm. Play some Hollow Knight. Get hyped for Silksong. There's loads of good games. There's crazy amounts of games that come out. I want to play Fire Emblem. Sable came out. There's a game. Season's out like tomorrow, as of recording. Incredible games coming out. Jeez. Support creatives, am I right? Give me a pay rise. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for clicking on the video. Thanks for watching it. I hope you're doing all right. I hope you're doing some work, and I hope it's going all right, or like drawing, or nothing at all. Maybe you just eyes glued to the screen watch this drawing unfold before you. If that's the case, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed. Gold star to you. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in to Chaotic Good Radio. I'll see you again for another drawing, maybe. Maybe? Maybe. Just maybe. Maybe. Just maybe. Just maybe. Yeah. And with a little bit of hope and a little bit of creativity, you too can become an artist who struggles. Capitalism with a little bit of luck, just maybe if you work hard enough and make enough of that sweet, sweet cash, you too can avoid death.